Hi everyone, I'm Shelly and you're watching There's No Place Like Home. Since our homeschool has changed a little bit since I posted our How We Homeschool video, I thought that I would give you an update on how we are actually using our fun schooling books. I've said it before and I'll say it again. One of my favorite things about homeschooling is that you can change things up if you need to. And change things up is what we have done when it has come to our fun schooling books. Now, if you saw the thumbnail for this video, you probably saw, I believe there are 5 different types of fun schooling books that we are using. Rest assured though, that each child does not have 5 different fun schooling books. At most they have 2, and some of my kids are only using 1 fun schooling book. So I don't want anyone to look like with horror at all these different fun schooling books that I have my kids using, even though they are a lot of fun. Now, first of all, let me just give you a quick glimpse into which ones we are using. I have some unboxings and some reviews of fun schooling journals and I will leave them in the description box because I'm not going to show you too much the insides of them today. I'm just going to talk about how we use them. So the one that my 14-year-old is using is the Animal Lovers Fun Schooling Journal. And the Fun Schooling Math for Minecrafters is being used by my 13, 12, 10, and 9-year-olds. I have to like think in my head and count down or else I'll forget someone. Okay, and now my 16-year-old is using the Do-It-Yourself curriculum, Fun Schooling with Minecraft. And my same thing, 13, 12, 10, and 9-year-olds are using All About Pets, Minecraft Fun Schooling Journal. And my 7-year-old is using the Fun Schooling Spelling Journal. So again, if you wanted to get a closer look at the insides of these, I do have unboxings of all of these books posted. I'm not sure if I've done reviews of all of them just yet. I know that I haven't done it on a couple of them, and I'm hoping to get some of them finished for you in the future. But in the meantime, the unboxings really show you what is inside of them. So the only children of mine who actually have 2 fun schooling books are my 13, 12, 10, and 9-year-olds. And that is because they all use both the Fun Schooling Math for Minecrafters and they use the All About Pets Minecraft Fun Schooling Journal. And as you can tell, they like Minecraft, as do my older children as well. So now a lot of these books will tell you inside how many pages that they recommend for you to do each day. Like for example, I believe it's this one tells you that they recommend that you do 5 to 8 pages per day. Yeah. So right there it says, ask your teacher how many pages to do each day in this journal. 5 to 8 pages is normal for kids your age. And I believe that this book is made for kids from, I think it's 4th through 7th or 4th through 8th grade. I'm not quite sure. But we don't follow that recommendation anyway, because if you've been here before, you know that we do things exactly as it works for our family. And that's how everyone should do it. When they give you guidelines like that, that is all it is. It's guidelines. They're not rules. And they are 2 completely different things. You need to keep that in mind. Just because they say that you should do a certain amount of pages or that they should do it every day doesn't mean that's how you have to do it. So now we're going to get into how we use these books. So the Fun Schooling Math for Minecrafters that my 13, 12, 10, and 9-year-old are using, this actually gets done 5 days a week. They have this in their morning basket. They have finished, they had a multiplication drill book that they had to finish first, and finishing that drill book, this was the prize, and this becomes their quote math drills in their morning basket now. So 5 days a week they do this now that they have finished their multiplication drill books. Oh, and I do have to say, they only do 1 page a day out of this, just 1. And I will point out that not everything in here is math related. I'm trying to find something right now. Like for example, sometimes they might do a page where they just have to write something that he's saying and then they color it in. But most of it is math related. Like right here, you'll see there are fractions that they have to do. And the reason that that doesn't bother me in a quote math drills book for their morning basket is because A, they already do CTC math also. This is kind of just a brush up practice for them. And B, because they already did finish up that multiplication drill book. So this is kind of fun for them. And it does have in it addition, subtraction, multiplication, fraction, story problems, number games, building challenges, cube crafts, and mazes. So yeah, 1 page every day in their morning basket. This goes for my 13, 12, 10, and 9-year-olds. Now, the rest of our fun schooling journals only get done 2 times a week, and we only do 2 pages a day for 2 pages per day of when they are doing them. So that would equal out to 4 pages a week that they are doing for these. So now I'm like getting confused with my kids' ages again. My 13, 12, 10, and 9-year-olds who do the All About Pets Minecraft Fun Schooling Journal. They do 2 pages of these, and they also get a book out of the library. Now, we have animal books at home because, again, this is about pets. My kids love animals, so they don't always just do pets. I have to give that caveat here is that sometimes they don't just do pets. Like if they feel like learning about sloths that day, even though it's all about pets, I just let them learn about sloths because they're still animals and it could be like a dream pet of one of theirs. But they usually get a book out of the library and they will use that in conjunction with this book. So for example, right here, there was spelling time. And they had to choose a letter, and so he chose D, and then he had to find 15 words that begin or end with that letter. And so he found words in his book that had to do with that. And then he had to write a silly story, poem, song, and then he wrote a comic strip. So that is really what they use the library books for, is it will tell them what they should be doing with it. Like sometimes they will have them do copy work out of it. That's actually what my kids did today. I'm trying to find it. Yeah. So here he read about lizards today. So he wrote some of the stuff that he learned there and he drew some things. I see he didn't fill up all the boxes. And over here, he did some copy work out of the book that he's reading. So sometimes in these, fun schooling books, they will do more language arts. So for example, on the days that my kids have to do a lot of writing in their fun schooling book, I will not have them work in their language arts workbook for that day. So actually, let me even tell you what all they do with this. So on a typical day that they are using their fun schooling journals, they will start out the day with their morning basket. I will leave a link in the description box if you want to know what's in our morning basket. You already know that this Minecraft math book is in there. After they finish their morning basket, then we do Bible, read aloud, and German together. Then after that, they do 2 pages of their fun schooling journals. And after the fun schooling journals, they do math and they do language arts. Now math, we do CTC math, and they are just using a language arts workbook. I believe it's Harcourt Language Arts. But again, if they are doing a lot of writing in their fun schooling journal that day, then I will not typically have them do their language arts book that day. Now, sometimes they might just do something like this with like a tiny bit of writing and then coloring. And on those days, yes, of course, then my kids would they would still do their language arts for that day. And that's really how it works for all of my kids, even my high school kids. They do it the same way. They also have morning basket and they have things that they have to do in their morning basket. My 2 high schoolers, they do Bible devotions together. And then they do Spanish, they do language arts, math. I hope I'm not forgetting anything. And then they will do 2 pages of their fun schooling journal on those 2 days a week that they're doing them. Remember, they're only doing these fun schooling journals 2 days out of the week. Now, my 7-year-old, she does 2 pages out of the spelling journal. Now, she does not need to get an accompanying library book to go with this, although we did, just because she wanted to learn about animals too, but she doesn't actually use it with this, although sometimes I kind of try to tie it in. But this is more just for the younger children who are first learning how to spell. And I thought that it was nicer for her. I was afraid that the All About Pets one was just a little bit too advanced for her. I think that most of it she could handle, but I wanted something to give her more of a foundation first, which is why I started her in the spelling journal. But again, she does it the same way, just 2 pages out of that, 2 days a week. So my 16-year-old, she is using the do-it-yourself curriculum, Fun Schooling with Minecraft. And she does this the same way that the other kids who have the Minecraft books do it. Since, I'm sorry, this is my 14-year-olds. I'm like getting my kids, yes, I'm getting my kids' Fun Schooling books confused. Anyway, I should have like put Post-it notes on here so that I wouldn't have to think so hard. This is my 14-year-olds. And so she has a book that she also takes out of the library, and she uses it for the same sorts of things. Like sometimes she might read in her library book and then write about it there. It has space for nature studies, so she should go on nature study some days according to this journal, and then she will write down or draw what she sees. Now in this book is actually really good for those kids who are older and are really into Minecraft, because here it shows you learn about mining in the real world. And so that was something that she had to look up. And they do give her activities in Minecraft that she has to do. And a lot of these activities that she has to do in Minecraft, they take quite a bit of time. So on the days, I'm trying to find one, and of course I can't now that I'm paging through it, but on the days that she has to build something in Minecraft with this book, I will tell her that she does not have to do math that day because that counts as STEM. So same thing. She does everything else the kids did. Morning basket, the rest of her stuff, 2 pages of this, and this is 2 days a week. And now this one is my 16-year-old's. And she has an Animal Lovers Fun Schooling journal. Same thing. Gets the library book and just uses that and does whatever the book tells her that she has to do. Now sometimes this one here tells her to finish a story. And I do the same thing with my older kids sometimes. Sometimes if they really had to do a lot of writing, I will tell them, you know what, you don't have to do your language arts today. But I don't cut language arts out as much for my older kids as I do for my younger kids. So for example, if she would just do like a comic strip for that day, then I wouldn't cut out language arts just for a comic strip for my 16-year-old. But again, that's it. That's how she does it. 2 pages a day, 2 days a week. All of my kids have basically the same structure to their homeschool day. And I know that a lot of people like to have their kids do their fun schooling books every day. And you can absolutely do that if your kids would enjoy that. With us, though, it works out best because when my older kids were doing it every day, it started to get a little bit boring for them. And I also had them start out, I think I had my older girls start out doing 4 pages every day. And what happened was they said that it started to feel more like a workbook and it wasn't really fun for them. And that totally defeats the purpose of a fun schooling journal, right? So that was when I decided, okay, they don't need to do this every day. 2 days a week, 2 pages a day, and it seems to be working out great. That's all that I have for you today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet and would like to hear more of what I have to say, I would love if you would do that. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave one over on Instagram because YouTube disables my comments. And if you like my work and would like to check out my Patreon page, I will leave a link in the description box for that as well. And I hope you have a great day.